people are angry. They were so angry because this is one of the main sponsor. This is one of the most beloved agency. Face Connect, people go there, like the Face Connect fan, they're diehard fans, okay? People that try to segment other people off or try to just block them off because it disturbs them, they're never the kind of people that have empathy, kindness, or generosity towards somebody that they don't know. All right, so we're going to be talking about Offkai today. Now, if you're on this little platform called Twitter, also known as X, you might have heard some things about Offkai. Now, are things as bad as everybody says? That's what we're going to figure out in this stream. But the Offkai, one thing everybody can agree on is whether the rats are real or not. Offkai's reputation is taking a serious hit. The problem with this is that Offkai's reputation hasn't been... This is not completely new. This is an issue that's been compounding for several months. This is Offkai's third year, by the way. And I was on LM stream earlier. We were talking about the importance of cons, establishing a large audience. Okay. And Offkai is getting there. I mean, their website's clean, their Twitter feed's pretty clean, but there's so much other red flags and mishaps that are giving them an awful reputation, and it's making it so there's a lot of people angry at them. So, first of all, let's start from last year. You know, cons, there's always stuff going on at cons. It's people getting roofied, people getting assayed. Here goes my demonetization. And, you know, there's imposters. It's very easy to pose as somebody else when we're all hiding behind digital avatars. So I feel like there's probably an increase in danger in that sense at Offkai rather than other cons. But cons, they're always synonymous with long lines, long wait times, lots of walking, lots of wait time. But whether that con is organized or not is going to make it so that experience is pleasant and not too long. First of all, last year there was an imposter that was portraying himself as the VTuber Clipper Cooksy, and Cooksy is a very large clips channel. He's made a career of several VTubers, so he was close to them. And Evanito has a whole ass video on it, so go check it out if you have a chance, because Evanito actually hung out with that imposter for 2 whole days. He had dinner with him, he invited other VTubers to hang out with them, and it was just towards the end that Evanito kind of started to realize that something was off with that guy and it might not be him. He was like, what if that guy's not him? And it wasn't him. So Cooksy finally, you know, alerted them, and False ID tweeted about it. But there's also so much other drama that happened at this Offkai, not just with Face Connect, not just with Kersh. There's just so much other stuff that's going on right now. It's insane. So I just compiled everything that I could find. Also, Sayu got her bag stolen. Yeah, you're stealing my punch, Shiori. Like, they hate her so much they now resort to stealing. Leave her alone, for fuck's sake. Well, we don't know where she got her bag stolen, and we don't know if it was targeted. Maybe they just really liked her bag. Offkai's like Niji Sanji, their reputation got tainted. Also, Bao, notice me please, right? In my experience, any con is always accompanied by all sorts of rat stuff, so maybe people are too invested in this. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of rats that are kind of believable and that people want to believe because of many reasons, human nature, I guess. There's even some rats that I'm trying to see everything from a rational mind, but there's some stuff that are very sus. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, it's very, very strange. So But the Offkai drama also started from this year, as soon as it was announced. As soon as the rejection letters came out, I wasn't accepted. I also applied. False ID tweeted, hearing of strange VTuber guests and vendors rejection from Offkai Expo 2024. DMs are open. Reach out if you wish to share, even as anonymous. That tweet alone caused so much drama. It caused so much controversy because I think people were blaming false ID. Was it that one that got edited? This doesn't look edited, but maybe it is. Oh yeah, that is an edit. So he edited both because he wanted to condense this in a tweet, kind of like, I guess, what I did with this. And people got really mad at him for that. On the other side, people were wondering if Niji Sanji influenced their guest or vendor hall at Offkai, so much so that Offkai responded to false ID with, we're deeply concerned to see there's talks of strange guest and vendors rejections, and would like to assure people that Niji Sanji has not influenced our guest or vendors hall decision at any point in time. You know what? Reading this back with what we know now, I'm gonna feed the rats here, and you know, I might totally be wrong about this, but I'm starting to believe it could be that Niji, with what we know of Niji and everything else, and how Offkai is seemingly doesn't seem to have control over their how do you call them, their free labor, their volunteers. Who knows, man? At this point, I could believe that they did get influenced. All right, before we get to the actual Offkai, which started on Friday, let's do a refresher with the Kersh thing. I didn't add a slide for that, but Kersh got blacklisted, quote-unquote blacklisted off Offkai because she's allowed to attend. Apparently they did say she could attend, but she has to pay for it, I guess. So she only learned about that a few weeks before the event. Even she was invited to do a panel with somebody else, and she had a talk with one of the decision makers at Offkai, who explained to her why her panel got cancelled. And the guy was kind, actually. He was kind to take the time to explain to her why. He said some volunteers feel uncomfortable with you, and because of that, we have to cancel your panel. Like, basically admitted that they're being led by their own volunteers, or heavily influenced by them, at least. Apparently, they do a vote every year on who's going to be a panelist and who's not, and everybody needs to agree on that. But somehow, Kersh's names just slipped past, unnoticed. During that exchange, Kersh mentioned that... Sorry, I'm remembering this as I'm saying it. Kersh also, I think she alluded that that these volunteers gave trouble to Pippa last year, and also gave some trouble to Pippa for attending. They didn't want her to go. So, and the guy kind of responded confirming this, or at least this is what Kersh believes. Most people believe that he confirmed her speculation in regards to Pippa. Also, Kersh and Pippa are friends, so if this wasn't true, Pippa would have probably corrected her. But from what we know, so far there hasn't been any corrections. So I'm inclined to believe it as well. Okay, I'm leaning toward this. This is a developing story. I could be wrong, so take this with a grain of salt. And if I do another stream about it, you know, I'll give you guys the update then. So, but the director made a very big mistake, in my opinion, to go and talk to Kersh and admit that volunteers had some problem with some of the tweets that she did. Now, Offkai is it's a corporation, so they're kind of allowed to, you know, align themselves some VTubers and not. But regardless whether or not you agree with Kersh's opinions, I believe that something as apolitical as VTubers, especially a VTuber convention, I believe that everybody should be able to attend. Especially since Kersh's panel was not going to be on politics. Yeah, so the convention that Kersh was talking about was not Offkai, but it was actually YumaCon, and I want to do some deep dive on YumaCon, but I'm gonna save it for another stream because my information's not ready. So knowing all of this, okay, knowing all of this background, you know, Offkai held a couple L's there, got a lot of people mad. Knowing all this, here comes Friday, and then, okay, people are happy. Now, yesterday, we start seeing tweets coming out from Face Connect that are like, uh-oh, what's going on? So Pippa starts tweeting with, you know, sad face emoji. Same with Leah. And then Pippa again later on, and it's kind of just like, what's going on? You know, everybody's wondering what's going on with this tweet. They kind of self-reported, yes, guys. Yeah, my chat's a little delayed. So there's like a few red flags coming in, you know, yesterday. On top of that, we have... Oh, sorry. We have Shy Lily.
That stuff is so dangerous.
Talking about people getting roofied.
Who's gotten roofied? I will not speak of any names. Maybe that's why it's always being kept on the down low. I feel like the people that have gotten roofied, they only really ever tell those stories to the friend circle because it's a moment where you feel taken advantage of and preyed upon, and it's really embarrassing and whatnot, and I feel like many people don't like talking about that public. It's no one's business, but I also think, you know, it's shitty because it's a big reason why people don't know. That stuff is so dangerous.
So that's the clip. So, you know, there's also rumors of like orgies going on. I mean... That doesn't sound like the worst time. I'm joking. So yeah. Lots of things going on. Another thing you guys should keep in mind as I go through this story is that Face Connect is one of Offkai's main sponsor, and they actually bought the whole vendor hall booth. So this was announced a few months prior, saying Face Connect has generously covered the booth and table costs for all vendors in the hall. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Face Connect for the support of Offkai Expo and our artists and vendors. And then we get this 4chan rat. The rat that started it all. It's pretty goofy, so I'll read it. Offkai volunteer here for the general convention. So, not any specific group attendees. There are some unintentional mishaps, but there is also some deliberate sabotaging of attendees that those in charge do not like. It is not company specific, more so individual specific. Tom. Take of that what you will. I do not want to sit by while they do this. Believe me or not, I don't care. My conscience is free now that I have posted here. As far as I have been able to overhear, it will happen again at least one more time today. And again tomorrow for the final events. That guy going in there like Nostradamus. Multiple groups of attendees will be affected. I will go the extra meter. I don't know who speaks like that, but okay. Do my best to prevent this for all of you and put up a defense. That guy's a one-man army. If you see someone being removed from the venue, they have stopped me. Please share this with the threads of the other attendees. I do not have the time to type it all of them, as I do not want to be seen sitting on my phone in the lobby. Okay, so That guy definitely has a penchant for theatrics. That guy ended up being like laughed out of the thread. Of course, you know, it's 4chan, typical 4chan. Pretty goofy. You know, I don't know if there is an inkling of truth or not. I don't know why. You know, he's doing it on an anonymous forum board. We're probably gonna never know, but so many believe that rat, and then people started digging. They started digging, and so much other stuff came out. So much stuff came out. California was a mistake. You know, it's interesting that he claims Sakana decided to pull the plug right before Pippa would appear. Curious, it's almost like there's Offkai management that hates Pippa. And then there was other things that happened with the FaZe girls, you know. So some of the streams were horribly delayed. 2 of the content creators got cut off. I don't remember their name. I have it in the next slide. The Pippa stream is scuffed. There's like the OBS software showing, and some of the stream was like, this guy saying is 99% ads, 1% content, and it was like 90% ads. Hold up, I'm gonna move here so you guys can see this. Yeah. Gotta move back. So there was so much conversation going on around all of these tweets, and so much worry that Offkai had to make a statement. They actually tweeted yesterday on stream. We had some internal miscommunications. Sorry, did I say on stream? I meant on Twitter. They tweeted yesterday on Twitter, we had some internal miscommunications regarding the streaming of FaZe Connect's panel, resulting in an unintended broadcast and poor stream experience. As always, we appreciate our friends at FaZe. People are angry. They were so angry because this is one of the main sponsors. This is one of the most beloved agency, FaZe Connect. People go there, like the FaZe Connect fans, they're diehard fans, okay? There is so many Pippa cosplayers at that con. So many. People go there to see Pippa. And then there was so many problems with the broadcast. It felt like they were being sabotaged. It felt like it was deliberate sabotage. Like, LM, I am yelling, you're a volunteer, stop feeling entitled. If I was at Offkai in charge, I would allow Kersh in and tell those volunteers that want to quit to go ahead and quit. FaZe 2025 poof. Yeah, I don't know if FaZe will come back after this. We'll have to see. As an American, I can confirm Mitri isn't even a word. Yeah. True. Don't know, man. Sounds like the actual sabotaging is from the rats and their abuse of not ever being accountable. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to figure out what is true or not, but what is certain is that Offkai's reputation is in a bad spot right now. David Vtuber Clipper replies to this. Weirdly, the stream was officially announced in the FaZe Discord. They deleted it when it got awful. And then your Twitch mods put all the blame on FaZe in chat. Also, didn't most of your volunteers from California threaten to walk off if Pippa was there some time ago? But yeah, sure, it's only miscommunications. Maybe add incompetence from Offkai staff management to make it more believable. Kershaw also waits in to say Khan has staff members who believe they're fighting against transphobic neo-Nazi VTubers. They tried to get Pippa kicked out last year, can't succeed on getting me kicked out this year by searching my tweets and taking things out of context. One staff member is an avid anti of both Pippa and I publicly. I'll have some fun receipts in a day or so. So I guess we'll have to wait for the Kershaw receipts to have more confirmation on what's going on, okay? And LM has an interesting comment here. Ready to see them because due to their business relation, there could be a potential tortious interference claim against Offkai by FaZe. So I'm also wondering that, like, FaZe, you know, they spend a lot of money on this. I'm wondering if they're gonna renew the contract or if they're gonna seek damage claims. We're gonna look into that one mod that this guy's referring in the comment in a second. But just to know more about the FaZe, the actual FaZe stream that happened, the FaZe broadcast that people... Like, the line was out of the door all around the hotel. People said it was delayed quite a bit. I mean, it's pretty normal that there's like delays and stuff at convention, especially when there's so much tech involved in this case. But at the same time, I think I spoke about this with LM on stream. There shouldn't be so much things changing because it's all being held in the same room, right? Only the participants change, so the tech or the setup should stay the same. Like, I went there with our culture and there was no delay, there was no scuff. It was literally just I shared screen my VTube studio and they were all set up and they went through like I think they went through like 10 people in one day with no issues. So I feel like Offkai should be able to do the same. Like, bro, get it together. So Leah and Uruka's segment ended up being cut out completely because of the delay, which is really sad, and that probably explains why Leah was sad in the tweet. So I feel bad for Leah. She definitely doesn't deserve this. You know, there's a trigger point here saying it's almost like Offkai should have hired staffers who knew what they were doing instead of people who cry when certain VTubers they don't like are attending. Petfishman is happy he wasted a lot of money on this shit show, and Rev says, I hope protecting the delicate sensibilities of your volunteers was worth tanking your credibility and reputation. Thank you for the membership, L. I mean, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you guys go to cons a lot? How can Offkai phase... sorry. I'm gonna rephrase this. How can Offkai operate with their volunteers, with a main workforce of volunteers, without having to listen to their whims and complaints? They kind of have their hands tied there. My first argument against that was saying, like, you know, establish some rules. If you're gonna be a volunteer, you need to follow our guidelines, and, you know, you leave your personal problems at the door and your viewpoints, etc. But people told me that it's already hard enough to find volunteers, and apparently it's very, very difficult to find volunteers for this kind of event. So honestly, who knows? Other people have said that also I thought was a pretty good point, was that usually most of the workforce is volunteers, but you have a few experts that you pay to handle the main tech, and you have like the volunteers be helpers, or, you know, people telling people to go in line, etc. Remember, all have our opinions, but know this fact check. Anyone, I don't care who and why, you hate wholesome people, I would avoid you. Hating Henia, sus as fuck, BS. Yeah, and we're gonna see somebody hating on Henia. That's also an Offkai mod in the next few slides. Malicious incompetence is a very effective way of sabotaging. Even if you're caught, you can claim, well, they made it hard to work with them. Yeah, but wouldn't you need proof to claim that? I would hope you do. They would have to do a contract that you don't let your political beliefs affect your work and leave it at the door. That's what I said. The first time I did a stream on Offkai, that's what I said. People were mad at me. Some people were mad saying that I'm telling them how to run their business. I mean, to be fair, I tell everybody how to run their business. I also tell Niji Sanji how to run their business. It's not exclusive to Offkai. A lot of the after parties got shut down abruptly. Also, they sold 2,400. Good point. So while I was doing my own meet and greet at Offkai, I took the opportunity to ask a lot of questions to my viewers. And well, my viewers are familiar with my content, so they know that I'm gonna be like that. And honestly, they said that one guy said that he attended every Offkai, and compared to last year, this was 3 times the size. It was kind of better organized. The vendor hall, for example, I spoke to another person last night. I try to gather a lot of testimonials from people that are in the ground, because on Twitter it's a lot of doom posting, as it usually is. And they had such a great time. Like, everybody there looked like they were vibing, they were having a lot of fun. Somebody said that the venue could be bigger. I heard somebody say that it should be hosted in LA, but then somebody else said, no, that's too big, it would look empty. So it's like a medium-sized con at this point, I feel. They could upgrade the venue probably, because the hotel's pretty small. But beside from that, it was... the lines were alright. They were alright. It's one or the other. Either be rich enough to use all hired workers, or use volunteers and accept that they can't really be controlled. Well, rich enough, I mean, you can be rich as much as you want. If you're starting a business, you're not going to pay it out of your pocket. The business needs to pay for itself. So they need to go and get those finances from other means if they can get it, if they can break even with volunteers, sponsors, things like that. But for sponsors, you need an audience. So I don't know, maybe next year's the year Offkai is going to be able to hire people. Who knows? They have big names going there. I'd feel like they should be making money. Rima should make Hololive next year to show others how to run an event. True, true, and believe me, with me as a leader, everything will run very smoothly. Or very scuffly. Yes, everyone should listen to what Rima says and do it. Always works out perfectly. So people started digging after the Offkai post came out, right? And people started to find this one mod. Where's my... okay, so this is a screenshot from the Face Connect broadcast that had like 90% ads and a bunch of weird cuts. This guy asked, why did we get a single Tenma performance, wait like 10 minutes and then get a random short talking segment? Gustavo replies, Faye's decision, not ours. This screenshot first goes viral. Then people start looking into this Gustavo guy, and they find his profile. He has a lot of opinions. He's got a lot of opinions, let me tell you that. This is in 2023, almost of this May 24th. What a cute little rabbit girl. I wonder what her opinions on minorities are. Ha! Oh no. Clearly that guy doesn't like Pippa. And there's also these screenshots where he says, people really need to stop giving neo-Nazis and grifters this much of a stage, or the space is gonna suck real fucking hard real soon. Oh, whoops, sorry. Of course, the MF complaining about anti-white racism is the Nazi with featured clips including actual racist jokes, and admitting she's okay with slurs. Lamau, go fuck yourself. Awful lot of actual neo-Nazis in the Vtuber community. TBH should have never let them get as popular as they have. I feel like I know a lot, not personally, but I feel like I have a good grasp on the Vtuber community, running the channel that I have and doing as much research as I do on all kind of platforms, going through official means and through, you know, I look everywhere, okay? And I really haven't seen a lot of neo-Nazis. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Really haven't seen that many. But I guess neo-Nazi is now, you know, it depends on who you're talking to. Depending on who you're talking to, everybody could be one nowadays. It's lost all meaning. All meaning. Someone hates Henya? How the fuck can you do that? She's so cute, Dio. So pure. This all goes back to the Hogwarts controversy. People don't like her, and you know, all the anti-lolly people also dislike her because of that. I think she's a cute little kettle, and I was actually planning on doing a video on Henya soon. It's on my list. I also want to do a video on mommy VTubers, so I'm thinking which one I'll do first. Hey Alyssa! When I hosted a panel at a con, I had to agree to leave my politics at the door. It didn't mean much since I hosted a Digimon 101 panel. Based panel, that's cool. Okay, so if you host a panel, they make you leave your politics at the door, but if you're volunteering, you don't. I mean, technically, yes, they're volunteering for free. But when I spoke to Andrew, he also said that they're not really volunteering for free because they're volunteering for a badge. It's like an exchange of service. So the people you get there are either very into, like very passionate about the VTuber community, or they're broke. Offkai can censor whoever they want. That's their right. Yeah, that is their right. Doesn't mean that, but other people are also allowed to criticize them for their choices. But I can agree with that statement. However, once you accept money from an organization, you have obligation to accept their talents. Yes, I agree. Yeah, pretty fair. Horsekai, yes, I can see it right now. Although volunteers usually do it for free, I see it now. Rima keeps 90% of the profits, LM8, and a big 2% for her mods. Yes, absolutely. And then I'll do a hostile takeover and grab the 8% of LMs. The absolute irony is that people against Pippa and Kersh seem to be much more authoritarian in their beliefs, trying to get rid of them. Dude, they always do. They always do. That's all I'm gonna say. They're people that try to segment other people off or try to just block them off because it disturbs them. They're never the kind of people that have empathy, kindness, or generosity towards somebody that they don't know. It's the people that are quick to judge and quick to jump to conclusion. I like to speak to a lot of people that have different opinions than me and different values. And I think you can learn a lot from being around different people. Like, I talk to people and I watch people's content that I don't agree with all the fucking time. Sometimes they'll say something, I disagree with it, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world. I don't judge other people for it. But I feel like more and more we're seeing a lot of this all or nothing behavior. Personally, I'm not a fan of Kersh and often dislike her political takes. That being said, it's not okay to signal people or sabotage the attendees. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Oh yeah, I forgot about that quote. Yeah. In their head, these people, they kind of motivate themselves or rationalize themselves thinking that it's a good cause. Like, no one ever believes that they're the villain, right? A video on mommy VTubers, you know, you meaning Milky? No, I'm meaning like actual VTuber moms, like Pecora's mom and, you know, all of the family members that people bring on stream. Nazi is whatever that isn't extreme far left. I know, it's everything right of where that person is standing on the spectrum of left and right. I mean, even left has different meanings depending on who you speak to. Where were we? we read this. We read this. Imagine throwing random fuel into a fire by lying just because you can. Legitimately tired of people like you. So that was a more recent one. This guy, I looked at his page more, you know, for funsies. This guy also believes that Robespierre was right. You guys know who Robespierre is? He's a very big figure in French history. Now, I'm French Canadian, but I'm way more passionate about French history than Canadian history because that's kind of boring. And Robespierre was the guy he was an extremely controversial figure, and he was most famously known for leading the bloody revolution. He was like part of the government that came in place after they decapitated the monarchy. So he advocated to cut off the king's head because he believed that by cutting off the king's head, by killing a single man in Minecraft, sorry YouTube, you would save the whole country. So to save thousands of people, you had to go through this means. And I feel like that's kind of like a metaphor for how this guy thinks, you know? Besides that, he was like, it was a tumultuous time for French history, and he was part of like the bloody revolution, like the most bloody time where people were getting like guillotined left and right. And he also tried to establish a trivium, in other words, meaning a dictatorship. So he wasn't a great guy. It started with good intentions, and he got lost in the sauce real quick. And I found that interesting. No one picked up on that one, but I recognize that name. Yeah, eventually, members of the French Revolution, also guillotined him. And they blamed him for all of the deaths that had happened. A lot of people lost their head during that time. It was a very scary time to be alive. But I don't want to rebel too much. I don't want to derail too much. I just think, like, he's saying Robespierre was right. It says a lot about that guy, okay? It says a lot about him. He also reposted this tweet from Anna. So that's like an automatic red flag. And he's also a Pikami / Henya anti. He's a friend of Marina. He retweets. I don't know if he's a friend of Marina. Okay, that's kind of a stretch, but more so that he retweets Marina. He adheres to her value. That's a huge red flag because Marina is so unhinged. She's one of the most unhinged person in the community. I'm sorry to say that. I don't say that about a lot of people, but that's true. Okay, and Marina was one person that advocated against Pikami, and that was justifying the harassment that she received. The people that were anti-harassment, they really harp on the fact... No, sorry. The people that were part of the harassment campaign really like to harp on the fact that Pikami didn't leave and she didn't graduate because of the whole Hogwarts controversy. Because they want to believe that it didn't affect her. Now, whether or not she did graduate because of that is irrelevant, because it for sure affected her. That's just kind of their way of coping, okay? So this guy's one of them. That's what this tweet means. This is something I actually discovered recently. I discovered that during the Pippa controversy, because I didn't specify it enough. I didn't tell the full story because of that. I kind of just gave it a brief rundown. And some people were mad, but like more mad than you would expect from a normal reaction. And then I started looking into it, and I realized the implications and why these people were so upset about it is because they were part of the groups it just, you know, the message becomes diluted and everything becomes tied to values and, you know, your group values. So yeah, but Aqua, what I said is that it affected her. That's the important part. And these people, you know, they try to harp on the fact that why is the reason she graduated? That's not because of us. What we did is justified. That's why they're bringing this up. That's why. This is another tweet that he reposted with this person saying there's an industrial complex of VTubers forming that are grifting off. They really like that word, grifting. I see it used a lot. Grifting off Hogwarts legacy and the harassment. Harassment in quote unquote harassment. They're getting for it is coming from incel Nazis pretending to be trans. Wait, what? Okay, I don't understand the last part of the sentence. There was probably some people pretending to be part of the movement that were just there to stir trouble, though. That could be true. In every movement, every time there is like something that is high tension, there's always going to be people posing as the group members, and we see that happening in 4chan a lot. Like every time there's like a high octane thread, there's always some people that are posing as people that are part of the group or part of the discussion that are just there to stir trouble. Yeah, that dude used every single buzzword he got. He took out. I'm saying that dude. I don't know. This person, they whipped out their buzzword dictionary. Rima wine fun so she can stop drinking weak beer. Listen, I updated my wine stash and my alcohol stash before my Donoton. Okay, I'm good on the wine. It's a great day outside. It's fucking hot. So I'm gonna drink some beer. Pick me, harassers are enemies of all humanity. Do not give any sympathy to them, for they will not give you any in return. Yeah. That's the weirdest part, is that they kind of have no sympathy for other people. I find it hard to live your life like that. That's just ain't me. There may have been fakes, but most of this took place on Twitter, so it was obvious who was real and who wasn't. You guys are mad at the kind of beer that I drink. You guys should see how I pour my beer. Then you'll get triggered. Then you'll get actually triggered. Look up the narcissist prayer for their MO. What is MO? Alright, so let's keep going. This is a nice tweet from Kendra Kendrillion. I find it ironic that Offkai Expo vetted out Kersh for tweets, but never vetted their staff for the same issue. Banger tweet. Some of those posts date back to February, so it's like recent. She means February this year. So they should have never become a staff member in the first place. Just all around rude and problematic. Do you guys think they actually vet their volunteers? I bet they haven't even gone that far. So we saw the usual screenshots that I showed you in the last slides, but on top of that there's this one. This Eden VTuber saying, sorry for being kinda inactive. I've been preparing for the 2.0 debut. Expect a date soon. So excited. And he just replies, please go to fuck the therapy. What? Why? He's just so unhinged. It's just such an unhinged reply. I don't know who that Eden VTuber is. Unless they're a horrible person, I don't see why you should just straight up reply to somebody like this that's saying that, you know, they've been inactive and they're gonna debut soon. Drink some Corona with lime, it's good. Corona's like my third option. Like I'd go for a Modelo, then a Dos Equis, then a Corona. Yeah. But I do like it with lime. I drink beer with lime, all of them. Did you just say you spend a donut on wine? Yeah, I bought like $130 worth of alcohol. MO equals modus operandi, mode of operation. Oh, I see. I see. Thank you for the explanation, SJ Bun. Like, Gustavo needs to get off the internet. There's also this VTA post. That was the only one with not a lot of slurs that I could show. But, this is a super rat, okay? It's a super duper rat. Now, please, as usual, doing a disclaimer, take this with as much grain of salt as possible. This is... You know, we can't verify if this is true or not, but, well, at least this person has a username. And they're saying... if it means anything... Okay, are you guys ready for the super rat? If it means anything, around 2:20 p.m. I accidentally walked in on Sakana and one of their face staff. The beginning starts like a hentai, okay? But wait till you hear the rest. Having a very serious discussion with two Offkai staff members. Oh. Was looking for the elevator to go to the vendor hall, and lo, Sakana was on a sofa nearby talking about what they're going to do moving forward. Personally, I believe in the sabotage narrative. Though it's less everyone out to get Pippa, just some opportunistic scavengers taking advantage of the chaos. As far as I know, the Bibo thing went okay yesterday. Things only really start breaking down when Phase stuff came up. The Phase Origins event was never meant to be streamed in the first place after all. Don't know which idiot would take no as a yes and then decided to do in such a stupid way. But it does make Pippa bit at the end of her song all the funnier. Fuck Offkai, I hate it here, I'm never coming back. Did she actually say that? That's pretty based. Pikami is a martyr, she didn't deserve it, but ever since then there's been more pushback against these type of people, a weird bit of catharsis. Yes, and that's why it's especially annoying when they try to downplay it. Downplay it is really the word for what they're trying to do now. So, Sayu also got her car broken, we mentioned it at the beginning of the stream in the super chat. They stole her empty bag, but it was her collab bag and it was her favorite one. So, yeah, that sucks. Like I said, just a lot of chaos happening. People getting roofied. I mean, free drugs. I'm joking. Yeah, so a lot of bad stuff. People getting roofied, people having their shit stolen. It's wild, wild west out there. But the good part about the Phase broadcast is that the concert went well. Oh. Okay. Pippa and Tenma 3D. This is a shot of Pippa's panties, but I think they're bloomers. So in the end, like even through all the problems and all the scuff, I think people still manage to have a good time. You know, all you need for a good time is a place and good company in the end, you know? Doesn't take much. Plus, this is like the first time all these ikikimoris get out of their house, you know? It's like their one going out of the year, so everybody just acts fucking crazy and wild. I hope Pippa doesn't blame herself. Me too. Me too. Pippa does take some stuff. She's a bit hard on herself sometimes. She gets a little angsty. We all do. Honestly, we all do. It's part of the job. So, Kersha did something fucking awesome. Okay, she even made like the it looks like the official Offkai graphic and tweeted, a certain terrorist group has managed to smuggle me into a certain place, and Kersha held a back alley meeting, a back alley meet and greet. So one of her friends, I don't know how they got a hold of an iPad. I don't know if, I guess they brought their own equipment, and they held like a back alley meet and greet. Like, this thing is propped up on a freaking garbage can, you know, between the fake Rolex dealer and and the garbage can. That's where you could meet Kersh. And there's some videos. You guys should go check out her Twitter feed. It's very funny. There's a lot of people. They look really fun. They're all like dressed in pink and stuff. Inshallah, Foxu. Yeah. Moonshine helped her out. Okay. And so because Straub and Rev, they walked out of Offkai. They gave up their spot at Offkai in support of Kersh. Even though Kersh said, you know, you guys don't have to do this for me, they did it anyway, because it's things that they want to stand for. But I'm really glad that she invited them to be on this. Why? Because also Straub was kind of tweeting that she had FOMO for, you know, for missing Offkai, and I'm just so happy that there ended up being a good ending and a good resolution to all this. Like, I'm so happy that they got to have their moments. All three of them ended up having their moments. So glad for Kersh to have invited them. Like, I'm really happy. This really made me laugh and it made me smile. It's kind of rebellious, which I like. I like rebels. Heard that guy is a real priest. By the way, capitalism is becoming a real religion soon. Expect it. No, I'm not taking my meds. That's a religion I'd be buying in. Yeah. Let me move. I gotta tab out every time I move my model. Need a fourth monitor now. Huge thank you to Moonshine Kim for the smuggling operation. It was great to meet everyone and scream random nonsense together. Another thanks to Moon's bro Seki for making all those Kersh cubes to give out to everyone. What was in those Kersh cubes? I'm just curious. And you know, that's a cute little picture of a Kersh fan dressed in a Pippa outfit taking a picture of Kersh. There's so many people dressed up as the Yabbit. How did they even procure these slippers and jacket? Like, does FaZe sell that or what? It's such a good cosplay, actually. It looks high quality. Moonshine and friends did it for her and had less technical issues than the official Offkai staff for FaZe. Dude, that's wild. That's what's weird, is that there was more technical issues with FaZe than with other ones. Probably custom made. The slippers, yes. Well, I need those slippers. Are they still selling them? Ah, that's good. You know, I wish I had more marketable like pieces of clothing in my 2.0 outfit that I made. Like, I think Pippa's design is so good because it's so well marketable and easy to cosplay. In some countries consider Jedi a religion. Based. I'd be a Jedi. Capitalism absolutely can. Hey, you just need as many people to believe in it. And if all of the Face Connect fans stop taking their meds, I could see this becoming a reality. As Pakistani, it is against our religion to be taking meds. Paul Ban with the straw baby avatar. What's up, Paul? Thank you. This is another picture of the Kersh meetup. We're back. Moonshine tweeted that. And this guy is another Kersha auntie. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I can say these words out loud. Okay, you guys read them in your head. Actually, this website is shit anyway. Fuck my visibility. I can't not say it. But then he says other stuff. So, yeah. So this guy's one of the most avid hater, and this is the guy that Kersha's referencing in this tweet. Well, him among others. Wow, I'm so shocked that the people who spend all day seething about my existence, spreading lies and calling me a racist Nazi actually are the racist ones. Yeah, for some reason it usually goes like that. Lots of game award. And the other cool thing that happened at Offkai is that I was also there for meet and greet virtually. And I legitimately thought that it would be empty and I'd have to call people to my booth. But actually, I had a lineup the whole time. There was a lineup. The fuck? Yeah! I took a lot of selfies with all my friends and my fans, and everybody seemed really happy to be there, and they were so happy. I don't know why all of them were like, I love your content, and I also watched all of your Depressed Nuzagi and Parrot collab. Like, god damn it, why those? Why those? So that was really cool. Really cool. Everybody was super nice. Like, everybody was helping each other, taking selfies for each other, and our culture made such it was our culture, the staff, they were so nice, they were so welcoming, and there was zero scuff. Everything went super smoothly. It was really fun. It was really fun.